Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today's Inspire podcast. I'm on the road again, and I'm in beautiful Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, with our partner, Craig Ritter from Ritter Insurance Marketing. And man, Craig, it is an honor to be here. Just meeting with your team, seeing your amazing office, and you look amazing yourself, man. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, because first of all, you look amazing. I know we had dinner last night. You were talking about how you feel amazing. Tell us what's going on, man.
Yeah, well, first of all, welcome. It's great to have you here. Yeah, enjoying the time together to talk about the future. About 4 or 5 months ago, I made a commitment, to myself, my family, business partners, and so forth, really to try to improve my health. Yeah. One of the things in that regard was to lose weight as well. So fortunately, I had my wife supporting me, and we did it together. And over the last 4 months, I lost about 45 pounds. So if you look at the last Inspire podcast I did versus this one, you might be thinking you're looking at two different people, but it's me.
Listen, you look amazing. I know I speak for everybody, and it's great that you and Heidi were able to do that together, because it's hard to do that on your own. But we talk about how important it is for everything that we do for people with their life, health, and wealth. And the reality is none of that matters if you don't have your health, right? I know you had said that you had gotten on some blood pressure medication, and you were like, look, I'm going to try to get off of this.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what you can do when you focus on that. And then the energy you have, and just the youthfulness that you have as well. And then talking to your team, I mean, hearing Dave talk about what he's doing and some others, it inspires everybody around you. So you're inspiring me. So I've no promises, but I appreciate
awesome.
that.
Yeah,
man, listen, it's been so much fun being your partner. There's so many different amazing partners that we have out there. And so what we've been doing is going around. If you think about all the pieces of the puzzle that we've got together here now at Integrity, we have so many incredible partners. They're doing a lot of incredible things. And your team is one of those. You've got about 350 employees or so here. You've got this massive organization. And part of the idea of us coming together was this idea that we could accomplish more. So we've been going around talking to some of our incredible partners, looking at what are some of the different things you're doing, and how can we do those all better together? And that's what is really exciting to me, is just the opportunity. And you guys have had just a tremendous year. After you joined Integrity, your business has done so well for so many years. In fact, I remember we got to see Cal a minute ago. I remember the first time I came to see you was probably 2006. Dan McNerney may have been with me. It was me, or it was him or Shep that was with us. And I remember you talking in those early days about, hey, I'm building out this quoting system and focusing on technology, and how you guys have taken that to a whole different level. It's been incredible. But you focused on that in the early days, man.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride, yeah. I mean, I think being able to use technology to make your staff more efficient, using technology to make sure that you're giving the correct answers to agents, even as a competitive advantage for recruiting. Some of the things we've done, since we became partners in May, have been really exciting on the technology front. One example is the call recording. So we were able to work collaboratively with the folks in Dallas to stand up a call recording program. That program was very successful. We've had over 42,000 agent phone calls recorded just in that short period of time. Yeah, so it's not even been a year yet. Yeah. And then you get into integration, and you get into AEP. So a lot of cases you get distracted, right? So it's just awesome to be able to spend time together to think about the future and think about, what are all the things that we're doing that we can help make other partners better, and what are the things that other partners are doing that can help us too. And that's just the most exciting thing, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing to see all of that. In fact, your team was in Dallas just a couple of weeks ago. We were, talking about how do you kind of collaborate even more together, and really kind of sharing the best ideas and best practices for the entire platform has been so powerful. You talk about AEP, you guys served so many people this year. In fact, you served over 100,000 people, I believe, for the first time.
Yeah, we were very proud of the fact
That
that
is
we
huge.
crossed the 100,000 Medicare Advantage threshold last year.
Think about that
yeah.
for a second. So I grew up in a town of 1,800 people. I mean, you think about it, like you served
50 of those towns.
50
Yeah.
towns, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you just think about how many individuals that you're helping, especially as they are on their healthcare journey that you've even been talking about, of making sure that they've got their healthcare taken care of. So if anything happens to them, it's really amazing as part of that. You guys have also had an incredible year. I mean, you're a Philly,
Oh, yeah.
you're a Philadelphia fan, an Eagles fan. In fact, you just went to a big game. I hated that you guys lost the Super Bowl. My kids are Chiefs fans, so I'm kind of in between. But I remember you and I texting, and I was texting the fight song that you taught me when we went to a Philadelphia game. Remember,
That's right.
2016 in Chicago.
Yeah.
And you guys beat the Bears.
Yeah.
Monday night game with Steve Young.
Got
We
to
got
meet
down
Steve,
on the
yeah.
field. And then you taught me the fight songs, and we were like chanting Eagles, Eagles the whole time, which was a blast. But tell us about what this championship, I mean, well, your teams all did really well.
Yeah,
Your
we had a
baseball
good-
team, your football team, your college football team.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of what you've been up to.
Yeah, it's been a good year. It's one of those years where, you feel like you kind of pinch yourself and say, hey, this may not happen again for a few decades, so I better take advantage of it while it lasts and really squeeze all the juice out of it. So I had the opportunity to go to the divisional game at the Link and see the Eagles play the Giants. I brought some of my friends with me on that one. And then for the NFC conference game, my wife, Heidi, and my youngest son, Cash, went to that game, and we got to see condolences to Steve Young, but the Eagles defeated the 49ers in that game. So that was a lot of fun, too.
You guys crushed them.
Yeah, once Purdy got injured, it was
They didn't have a
game was
quarterback.
over, and that it was
So I
over
don't know if
pretty soon.
somebody texted Steve. I was texting with Steve, like, are you at this game? And then somebody put on Twitter, I don't know if you saw this, where they were like, Steve, they might need you
They
for
might
the
need
game.
Steve to come
He's like,
back.
I think he was
Suit up.
He goes, I'm in the parking lot warming up or something like that. Call me if you need me. But they could have used him.
Yeah.
Man, but you guys, it was a great game. And then the Super Bowl, I think it was Mahomes or Kelsey said that Jalen Hurts could have been the MVP of the game, even by losing.
Yeah. If the ball bounced a different way,
One different
you can always
call.
look. Yeah, you
That
always
one
look at
call
that.
was a little
hard to swallow.
It's hard to swallow. That
So,
pass.
yeah.
It was a holding call, I think it was at the
Yeah.
down there. But
The Chiefs did play an amazing game, though.
but you know what I loved? Look, I love the fact that I can't remember the player's name that held at the last
yeah,
minute.
the back side, yeah.
The defensive back, and somebody asked him about it after the game, and his response was, "It was a hold. He owned it."
Yeah.
When you own a mistake like that, like most people are like, "Oh, that call gets called 10% of the time. It's ridiculous," and you can be upset. But the player who did is like, "Yeah, he was right. I did hold." Made me like that guy more.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
It's really incredible. So tell us about taking your family to those games, man.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I mean, we had a great time. I don't know how many times I did the Eagles fight song, but there was quite a few between those two games. I must have done it 10 or 12 times. I also had the opportunity, which was very cool, because I'm a Penn State grad,
Yeah.
alumni, and my oldest son is a senior at Penn State. We were able to go to the Rose Bowl out in Pasadena, so we had the opportunity to watch
Amazing.
Penn State defeat Utah in that game. So it was a great sports year, but
Well,
it's
and-
great to spend time with your family.
And Philadelphia was also in the World Series.
Yep,
Like, that's hard to imagine.
yeah, that's
But being able to share those experiences with your family, I mean, those are memories that your kids will take through their lifetime, right? That's something I love. Look, I know that family is so important to you, and getting to see your dad earlier, Cal is just one of a kind. He just brings joy every time I see him. But you guys have such a rich family legacy here at Ritter, and just your overall family. I've been to, we went to Ireland together, and Heidi's family was originally from Ireland. So we talked about the O'Briens, and I remember that trip like it was yesterday, and there was a lot of fun memories from that. But talk about kind of your family legacy and now being part of the Integrity family and what that means to you.
Yeah, it's been probably one of the great joys of being a part of the organization is being able to work with people that, over the years you've been, I don't know the term frenemies or competitors or, whatever, but people that you respect, people that, you look at what they've done and their organization, and you certainly want to emulate that. And to be able to spend as much time as I have has really been one of the great joys of the first 9 months, I guess, being a part of the Integrity family. Was able to go to all the carrier rollouts. So we announced in May, June, and July we started the carrier rollout. So I was able to participate with some of the other partners in creating some videos for the carriers to help us train our marketers and be able to talk about, like, this is the information that we learned. These are the key points about this company and kind of how we see them positioned for the next year. So it was really nice to be able to record those with Ryan. Just recently, we were down in Florida for Anthem Elements. I always have a hard time saying Elements, but we were down there and talking about how can we grow the business with Integrity and Elements working together. And then took a short flight to Key West, and I think there were 17 Integrity partners at that meeting with Aetna Senior Supplemental. So it's really cool. We got a picture. I'll show you a picture of
the picture's amazing of all of you guys together
in front of that bar down in.
Whose idea was the picture?
That was my idea. I wanted to get
Oh wow!
I was like, we need to get everybody together and
picture.
document this because it was very cool. So we had a great time. So being able to spend that time, I think, and your visit here too as well. Just goes to what the plan is to build in the future and keep this thing going.
What's so amazing is they were always the people I presume that you were always hanging out with anyway at those meetings, but now you're partners and their success is your success is their success. And we've been talking a lot about this, about, man, listen, if we can all do just a little bit more, like what could we accomplish? If we could serve more people, if we could think about outside the box about different ideas, what else could we do? And that is really about this idea of being here, of saying, let's take the ideas, the best ideas everybody has, give more resources to those, and be able to support people and ultimately support your agents more, give them more resources and support, and your agencies, and then ultimately the customers, the clients that need those products. One of the great stories that I have is we had a really important person that works with us that his family was in Philadelphia, and he called me up one day. He's an important investment guy. He calls and says, "Hey, my mom and dad are having trouble with their Medicare. I need somebody to help me out with it," because he was at home and his mom was talking about it. He said, "Well, I know a lot about Medicare. I'm involved with Integrity." And I starts looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much more complicated than I'd ever seen. So he literally sends me an email and says, "Hey, Mom, I'm connecting you with Bryan Adams. Bryan will personally help you with this." I reach out to him. We talk about what their needs were. I got some information. And then I called Ryan Kimball and said, "Hey, Ryan, could you see if we could find somebody to help them?" And Ryan immediately called you. So the interesting part of that is, if we weren't partners, there's probably no chance that I would have called Ryan, or that Ryan would have called you. But together, I reached out to Ryan. He immediately reaches out to you, which would have never happened before. He would have figured it out on some other way. But he reached out to you and said, "Hey, this is an important person. Could you see if you could get some help?" And then you reached out to
we have an office down
right there, and Don went out and reached out to the client, and the client said, "Look, I'm really frustrated with this process. I've got a lot of questions. Can we just get together?" And Don said, "I can be at your house at 2:00 today." And that day, she went and met with them and took care of everything that they needed, enrolled them, and made sure the client was served the best. Yeah. And that's really what we're doing, this omni-channel idea. This is one of the best examples of the omni-channel concept that we have, because Don could have helped them over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
We could have helped them online, but that client said, no, I'm really frustrated. I've gone through a lot of this. Can we just get together? And she said, I'll come to you. Like, there's very few organizations in the world that could actually do that and do that at scale.
And as fast as we had it.
And as fast as we did it.
Yeah.
And we do that every single day for clients across the board. And it's all about keeping the client in mind first, making sure that the clients are taken care of and getting the best coverage. And that's where, I think as you think about what we've done by assembling this team of all these amazing leaders, all those people you were in Florida with, now we're partners. And so instead of us saying, well, let me just figure it out and I'll try to whatever, you're going, who's best able to support them? And how do I call them as a partner and say, hey, Craig, can you help me? And then you say, yeah, I've got an office right there. We can go out and take care of them. And ultimately, the client got served more and better, and they were so thankful. And we do that for millions of clients across the country, building those relationships. And it's really about how do we use technology, service, support, and our scale to really even serve more people. But I want to say thank you on behalf of that family, because they were so grateful of what you and Don were able to do, and it's amazing when that comes together.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's our mission. That's what drives us. And I can't think of another organization in the country that would have been able to do what we did in that situation that quickly. And and you guys got them set up with the right Medicare product, the right prescription drug plan, to make sure that it took care of all of their needs. And that's where, as people, go through that journey, it is a really complex issue. There's so many details. We were just meeting, there's so many different moving parts of this business, but if we can help make that more simple and ultimately more human, it's one of the things we talk about in our promise, is seeing them as people and saying, I'll just come to your house and I'll take care of this. I don't know if there's anybody else who could do that. And doing that with the client in mind first and foremost is incredible. So I wanted to say thank you for that. It's been an amazing journey so far with our partnership. As we were talking last night at dinner, we are truly just getting started. And we're scratching the surface of the opportunities that we have. And the meetings that we're having today are really about, let's share ideas, let's share best practices, so that when that client needs more support, or a client like that needs more support, that we can give Dawn all the resources she needs to go and serve them even better. So it's exciting, man. Thank you for being our partner. Thanks for letting us come by today. And I can't wait to show all the other partners some of the things we're going to be able to do together, because together we truly are stronger. Yeah. Thank you, Bryan. Yeah, it's super exciting just to think about. I mean, I think going in, I had some ideas of what the potential was, but it's really, I think the last 9 months have opened my eyes to really how big it is. It's sometimes it might be a little overwhelming. I think all the opportunities that we have to be able to improve each other's businesses and to be able to improve how we interact with the customers, but starting to pick off
one bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
We're not the most patient guys, so it's hard for us to go, because we're like, we can do all of this, but
can we do everything now?
One day. Yeah. So, but it's really about how do you prioritize that, and then say let's really start making those improvements, because there's so much we can do, and I'm so proud to be a partner, buddy. Yeah. Thanks for letting us be here.
Thank you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited about what we're building here, and I think the idea of, if we can look at how do we connect even more together, just like this story, and how Don was able to serve that family. If we think about all the different people we can help together, and if we all do just a little bit more, there's no telling what we can build here at Integrity. So thanks so much for joining us today. I'm so excited about everything we're building, and it's an honor to be partners with great guys like Craig and the entire team here, and all of you as well. So God bless you guys. Have a great week, and talk to you soon.